What's going on YouTube? In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to make six figures in recruiting. What's going on YouTube family? Thank you guys so much for checking out another one of my YouTube videos. For anyone that's new to my channel, my name is Ben Nader. I vlog every single day about business, finance, entrepreneurship, recruiting, everything in between. And if you like that kind of stuff, you should definitely smash that subscribe button. So here's the basic truth, guys. Making six figures in recruiting is not that difficult at all. I'm not going to use the word easy. I'm just going to say that it's simple, okay? If you implement the right things at the right time in the right way, you can definitely cross over six figures and then some in recruiting. When I first started my agency and crossed six figures in 6 months, I realized at that point how simple it was to actually scale that business to multiple six figures. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to crunch the numbers and I'm going to show you in 4 ways exactly how you can crush six figures in 1 year in recruiting. All right, so the first method to crush six figures would be the high volume, low fee structure. All right, so look at it like this. You're placing people in construction, administrative, maybe warehouse, forklift drivers, things like that. Let's say these people make $40,000 on an annual basis. That is their gross annual earnings. And you are charging a 10% direct hire fee, which is considered a very low fee. So that means low fee, high volume. So what do you have to do? Place a lot of people at a low fee. But not necessarily. In fact, quite the opposite. You really don't even have to place that many people to cross six figures and even then some. Let's do the math. If you were to place 3 people per month that make $40,000 per year on a 10% direct hire fee, that means your fee that you collect would be $4,000. If you place 3 of those people, $4,000 times 3 equals $12,000. That means on an annual basis, you are taking home a gross annual earnings of $144,000. Obviously, when taxes come into play, you're going to get cut down to something close to $110,000, but still you've crossed over six figures and you made 110 grand. That's twice the amount that the normal average American makes. I'd be pretty happy. Remember, you are placing roles that are very easy to place, like forklift, warehouse, admin, production, transportation, general labor, right? That's making you $144K annually. Now that would be method number 1 on how to crush six figures in recruiting. All right, so let's move on to method number 2, which is much different. So this actually involves a different strategy entirely. It's actually a higher fee, lower volume strategy. So you're actually going to be placing 1 person per month rather than 3 or 4. However, you're still going to be doing the same thing, but the salary of the person you're placing is going to change. It's not going to be $40,000. It's going to be $100,000. So let's do the math on method number 2 real quick. So if once a month you placed 1 person that has a salary of $100,000 at, again, a fee, a cut rate fee of 10%, that means you make $10,000 for you, your fee on the deal. Every single month you make a placement like that. Over the course of the year, that means you gross $120,000. Once again, with taxes coming in the way, you're probably going to have to pay about $20,000 in taxes or so. Unless you're an S Corp and you can write a lot of things off, you're probably going to be right at about $100,000 total net take home. But still, you crossed over $100,000, which means you crossed six figures in recruiting. All right, so method number 3 on how to make 6 figures in recruiting. We're going to pivot entirely, and now we're going to talk about contract hiring, temporary staffing, right? So totally different ball game, much different than direct hire, totally different thing. And I definitely advise you don't get into this until you're about 8 or 9 months into direct hire recruiting. But let's do the math on how this one would work to crush 6 figures in recruiting. All right, so I'm not going to make this one really, really complicated, but basically your spread on every employee that you employ as a contractor ends up being $1,000 net. That's what you take home. So every single month, your candidate or your worker that you employ makes you $1,000. It just so happens that you are currently employing 10 employees. That means that 10 times 1,000 is $10,000. Every single month, you take home $10,000. That means once again, you are taking home $120,000. Just like the last method, with taxes, you might get cut down to about $100,000 or $110,000, depending on how much you can write off. If you're an S Corp, you can write off a whole lot, and you can definitely write off the wages that you've paid, which is really, really big. So you will probably actually come out almost on top because you can actually claim a loss. But again, with method number 3, you still are crushing 6 figures, which puts you over $100,000 in recruiting. All right, so method number 4 is going to be really unique. So method number 4 involves placing a very, very small amount of people per year, but with a very, very high return. So with this method, we're talking about people that work in industries like IT, medical, or finance. These roles, if they are high level, tend to pay salaries that are $200,000 annual or above. And if you have the proper fee structure in place, you can make a lot of money placing these positions. All right, continuing with that math. 3 people per year, you are placing them with $200,000 salaries, and your fee goes way up because obviously when you go that high up into those tiers, medical, finance, IT, you're charging 20%, right? So let's say 20% on a $200,000 salary, that means your fee is $40,000. That's what you get to take home. That's your fee. If you were to do that 3 times per year, 3 times 40,000 is $120,000. All of a sudden, you have $120,000 in the bank at the end of the year. After taxes, again, if you're an S Corp, you get to save a little bit of that, but you might get cut down to something like $110,000 or so, but you still crushed 6 figures in recruiting and you still made it out big time. So there you have it. Those are 4 methods, 4 simple methods on how you make 6 figures in recruiting. Even if you are just starting up, just getting into the business, these are 4 applicable methods that you can use. You can begin right now on how to learn to crush 6 figures in recruiting. Keep in mind that these are super basic, super common models on how recruiters run their businesses. Like seasoned veteran recruiters that really, really make a lot of dough are running these methods times 10, right? So they're billing a whole lot more than just that 120,000 or 110,000 or whatever it might be. They're billing a ton more. Not only that, but they're also trying to figure out more ways to bill even more than that. So they're working on bigger and better ways to make more placements, get more contractors, make higher fees out of things, and do all of that. I know people that make $1 million a year. I know people that make $500,000 and everywhere in between. So anything's possible. I just wanted to demonstrate to you exactly how 6 figures can be simplistic and put that in your head so that you can understand it's not unattainable. It's incredibly possible and it's super doable even for the startup recruiter. Honestly, in my mind, 6 figures should be your baseline. That should be your absolute baseline. And if you're below that, you're kind of slacking. If you're above that, you're doing good. But listen, you should always be on an uptrend no matter what. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it opened your eyes to how simple it is to kill six figures with recruiting. And if it did, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if not already, and the alert button so that you know every single time I come out with a new video. Until then.